Okay, so we had a lovely time the other day, didn't we, watching HSBC, the Hong Kong and Shanghai banking corporations reimagining of Cinderella, presented by the very charismatic Emma Raducanu.
The boys and girls are here and they're waiting to hear the three tales about money.
Yeah, well, if you thought that was good, brace yourselves. You're going to love today's video, because today is the turn of Sleeping Beauty to get the corporate banking reimagining treatment. We're going to have a great time.
I think it's time to pay a visit to someone I think you may have heard of. Her name is Sleeping Beauty. Meanwhile, the prince, who did not meet anyone he wanted to marry at the ball.
Ah yes, that is central to the plot. The prince from the Cinderella story we covered the other day is the same prince in this reimagining of Sleeping Beauty. You need to know that. It's like when you go and see Hamlet. You know when you go and see Hamlet? You need to know that his father is dead before you sit down to watch the play. I'm not really sure why you need to know that. People do say that, don't they? That you need to know that Hamlet's father is dead before you watch the play. Why? Literally the whole play is about him wanting to avenge his father's murder. I don't understand. Were people sitting through the whole play not understanding that? Just ghosts and plays within a play. What the hell was all that about? Well, he wanted to avenge his father's death. It's kind of complex. His father's dead? Why didn't they say so? I don't know. Anyway, Hamlet this is not.
Meanwhile, the prince, who did not meet anyone he wanted to marry at the ball.
I think I'm going to be sick. What a bunch of promiscuous Tinder trollops, the lot of them. They probably achieve climax whilst perusing the vegetable aisle at Aldi's.
Rides off in search of a bride. He has heard that there is a beautiful sleeping princess who has fallen under the spell of a bad fairy. She has been sleeping for nearly 100 years, and he hopes to break the bad fairy spell by waking her with a kiss.
Uh-oh, kissing Black Sleeping Beauty in 2023 while she's still asleep.
Mate, you need to move away from her.
I don't think so.
And he hopes to break the bad fairy spell by waking her with a kiss. After all, isn't that what fairy tale prince is supposed to do?
Ooh, very troubling, very menacing.
Hopefully you'll never need to use a personal attack alarm, but carry one just in case.
Sleeping Beauty's garden is overgrown.
I'll bet it is. I dread to think. I'm sorry.
Because while she was sleeping, there was nobody to mow the lawn or prune the hedges. After fighting his way through the tangled bushes...
Come on, HSBC, this is beneath you. It's supposed to be a children's story.
Fighting his way through the tangled bushes, the prince finally arrives at the front door.
And passes the postwoman on the way, who is returning from the front door. Sans problems. There are an astounding amount of plot holes in these very short stories. It's almost as though HSB's forte is not children's fairy tales.
And rings the doorbell. Sleeping Beauty wakes up from her deep sleep.
Ah yes, how archetypical, yet how in sync with the zeitgeist. It's not true love's kiss that breaks the spell, but the doorbell. The doorbell represents, well, I guess HSBC produced these books. The doorbell represents HSB's loans department, breaking the spell of the exorbitant interest rates of their main rivals.
Sleeping Beauty wakes up from her deep sleep, puts on her slippers and dressing gown, and goes to see what all the noise is about. But what is this she finds? There, on the doormat, lies an enormous pile of letters.
Most of which have been sent by moneylenders, or as we like to call them here at HSBC, loan sharks. Now that's a very silly thing to do, kids. I mean, who'd borrow money from a shark? Got such sharp teeth? No, you should head down to your local branch of HSBC. We'll sort you out. And if you've made some silly, hasty miscalculation about your capacity to repay the money we've lent you, don't worry. We're not going to break your legs like those horrible sharks. We might repossess your house or your car. Don't resist! HSBC can hardly be held responsible for the actions of the goons if you make them angry. Okay, kids?
100 years is a long time, and an awful lot of post has arrived. Sleeping Beauty picks up a letter from the top of the pile. To her surprise, it is from her bank. All the pocket money she put in the bank on her 18th birthday had been growing while she slept, just like the pile of letters, and she now has enough money saved up to do whatever she wants.
Yes, you see, kids, that's all you need to do. You need to put your pocket money in a savings account with HSBC, naturally, and fall into an enchanted sleep for 100 years, and by that time, you'll have accumulated enough interest to be an insufferable girl boss. Slay!
Did you hear that, Ace? If you save up enough money, you can buy more of the things you like. What would you like to buy with your savings?
Ooh, kinky HSBC. I've already said this is a kid's story.
Let's see. That's £40. You don't have quite enough money yet.
God, this is so dull. Can you imagine? There are probably kids up and down the land in primary schools being forced to watch these videos because the fucking idiot teachers have told the parents that this month in social studies we're going to be teaching them financial responsibility. And all the poor kids, bored out of their minds, start acting up in class, and the fuckwits that are teaching them think they have ADHD. We just can't sit still. May have a mild form of Asperger's. No, you've got a severe case of retardation. No wonder all the kids are on Adderall.
Hey, don't worry, Ace. If you wait patiently like Sleeping Beauty and keep saving all the money you put in your money box, it will build up.
But what if we don't live to be 100?
Shut up, little girl.
While we wait, do you want to hear the rest of the story?
Yes, please.
Sleeping Beauty has forgotten all about the ringing at the front door. She opens it to find a young man standing there. I am Prince Charming, he says. I've come to wake you with a kiss and to take you for my bride.
Try to get away, shout for help, or consider setting off your alarm.
Thank you, says Sleeping Beauty, but I don't need a kiss because all your noisy ringing has already woken me up, and I'm certainly not going to marry you. We've only just met. Perhaps you could join me for a cup of tea instead.
Typical, inviting him in for a cup of tea, but she won't commit to anything, will she? For there is a C of D on Tinder. She's not ready to settle down yet. She hasn't finished being a girl boss and exploring her body and her sexuality. Right into her mid-40s, and she'll be ready, just as Mother Nature intended it.
All that sleeping has made me very thirsty.
Ooh, I think Prince Charming's in luck. And about damn time, as Lizzo would say, after he got blue-balled at the ball by Cinderella in the last story.
The Prince and Sleeping Beauty both enjoy a cup of tea while she opens the rest of her post. Oh Ace, look at your savings. They're all growing because you waited patiently. Now you have enough money to buy a tennis racket. Quick, go and get it before the shops close. Now, where were we?
Oh, right, there's more. Okay, I thought, you'd left us on a bit of a cliffhanger there, Emma. Just drinking tea over the Morning Post. I was like, what the hell's that? How does that? That's not an end to the story.
Now, where were we? That's right. Sleeping Beauty was opening the post in bed.
I don't think they were in bed, but I guess that's neither here nor there.
One of the letters is from her friend Rapunzel.
No, fuck that. Anyway, if you'd like to see me cover the Rapunzel, the reimagined Rapunzel, if you want me to make this a trilogy, like Return of the Jedi, it'll be as good as Return of the Jedi. In fact, I'm going to call it Return of the Chap's Eye. And, I don't know. Yes, that's the point. If you want this to be a trilogy, I need 5,000 big ones. Likes, that is, on the video. I need you to help me out with the algorithm, you see. Leave comments. If you've got any funny anecdotes about HSBC. Doesn't have to be HSBC. It could be Barclays or one of the others. Any run-ins with loan sharks that would make for an interesting comment for me to read. What have you learned from today's video? Do you feel more financially responsible? yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about today's video. Like, share, subscribe, as I said. Help that algorithm out. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, bye.